Okay, we're back here doing lesson 12 today. So lesson 12 problem set. We're on page 1.d.21. And as you can see on the screen here, we got some little birdies on number 1. So if you're on the little birdie page, you're on the right one. So nice job. All right, we're going to work these out together. And then like usual, the homework page will be on your own. All right, so number 1, there are 8 birds at the pet store. 2 birds are in each cage. Circle to show how many cages there are. Well, let's do that together. All right, so they said there are 2 birds in each cage. So let's put 2 birds in a cage. All right, so I'm just going to do like, I'm going to say that's a cage. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so if we put 2 birds in each cage, that means we drew 4 cages. All right, so 8 divided by 2, we have 8 total birds. Each cage has 2 birds. So 8 divided by 2 means we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cages. Okay, and then the next says there are blank cages of birds. 1, 2, 3, 4 cages. All right. All right, easy enough. Let's go on to the next one. The next one says, move my screen so you can see it. The next one says, the pet store sells 10 fish. They equally divide the fish into 5 bowls. Draw fish to find the number in each bowl. All right, so remember like the last one I said we could use multiplication as kind of like a little cheat to help us out? Well, they did that for us this time. So they said 5 times blank equals 10 because they told us we have 5 fish bowls and 10 total fish. So we want to know how many fish should we put in each bowl. And we can use multiplication to help us solve that. All right, so 5 times blank equals 10. Well, we know 5 times 1 equals 5, so that can't be right. 5 times 2 equals, well, 5 plus 5 equals 10. So 5 times 2 equals 10. So that tells us that there needs to be 2 fish in each bowl. All right. So I'm going to draw, I guess, orange fish. You can draw your fish however you want, but I'm going to draw mine like this. All right. 2 fish in each bowl. All right. So 10 divided by 5 equals blank. Because remember division, we always have to have the total number of whatever we're talking about first, and then we divide it into different groups. So we have 10 total fish divided by into 5 bowls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bowls, and that tells us we have 2 fish in each. All right, 2 fish in each. So there are 2 fish in each bowl. Just to double check that you did it right, you can count your fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's it. Right amount of fish. All right. Like always, pause me if you need to and then catch back up. Number 3, we're looking at rabbits. All right, number 3, we're talking about rabbits here. So it says match. We want to match the rabbit with the carrot. Okay? Match the rabbit with the carrot. Let's just draw a line to each. All right, let's help these rabbits find some food. 10 divided by 2 equals blank. 10 divided by 2. Well, let's take 10 of something and divide it into 2 groups, and that's going to equal our answer, right? So let's say 10 divided by 2. Well, let's pretend like we're talking about 10 apples. We put them into 2 groups. Each group is going to have 5 apples. That would be like 5 times 2. You don't have to write this. I'm just showing you. 5 times 2 equals 10. Okay, that's a way to check your answer. 16 divided by 2. So we take, let's say, 16 apples this time and divide them into 2 groups. 2 equal groups, remember. If we do that, each group should have 8 apples because 6, whoops, I did that wrong, sorry. Because 8 times 2 equals 16. All right, let's do another one. 18 divided by 2. So 18 total of something, put it into 2 equal groups. That tells us we should have 9 in each because 9 plus 9 equals 18. Just like over here, 8 plus 8 equals 16, and 5 plus 5 equals 10 because we're putting them in 2 equal groups. All right, let's see if you can figure out these last two on your own. Pause my video and come back. 14 divided by 2, 12 divided by 2. What is the answer for those two? Pause me and come right back. All right, welcome back. So 14 divided by 2, 14 of something in 2 equal groups. Does 6 plus 6 equal 14? Nope. 7 plus 7? Yep. There we go. And then 12 divided by 2. 6 plus 6 equals 12. So if we take 12 of something and divide it by, put it into 2 equal groups, each group should have 6. All right. Anytime, pause me and then come back later. All right, number 4. Let's say Lana. I think that's how you say that. Lana buys 14 meters of ribbon. She cuts her ribbon into 2 equal pieces. How many meters long is each piece? Label the tape diagram to represent the problem. Okay, let's do that. All right, so Lana buys 14 meters of ribbon. So this one here, this long bracket, that should equal 14, right? Because that's the total we're talking about. So that should equal 14. You can just write 14. I'm going to write 14 meters of ribbon. All right. So we want to know, if she cuts it in 2 equal parts, how many is in each part, right? Well, remember from before, if we're dividing them into 2 groups, that means blank plus blank should equal 14, right? Because 14 divided by 2 should give us the answer. Let's go ahead and write that over here. 14 meters of ribbon divided by 2 equal groups equals, so let's think about that. We have 14 meters divided by 2. So what happens if we cut 14 of anything in half? Well, cut it in half. Each one should equal 7. And to double check on that, you could do 7 times 2 equals, if you count by 7 2 times, that equals 14. So that should be right? So each one equals 7. Because this one's going to equal 7, and this one's going to equal 7. Right? Instead of an arrow, I guess I should probably do a bracket like they did. So this one also equals 7. All right, so each piece is 7 meters long. Because if we had a 14-meter long ribbon and we cut it in half, we have a 7-meter long piece of ribbon and a 7-meter long piece of ribbon. And that, put them together, it equals 14. Okay, number 5. Number 5 says, Roy eats 2 cereal bars every morning. Each box has a total of 12 bars. How many days will it take Roy to finish 1 box? All right, let's go ahead and go do one of those tape diagrams together. All right, so he has 12 total bars. Every day he eats 2. We want to know how many days will it take? Well, the division sentence, 12 is total, so we're talking about total number. That always comes first. 12 divided by, well, he eats 2 per day. 12 divided by 2 equals blank. You already know the answer. 12 divided by 2. You take 12 and put them into 12 equal, or I'm sorry, take 12 bars, put them into 2 equal groups. That gives it the answer there. So blank plus blank equals 12. But instead, let's go ahead and draw this. 2 cereal bars each day. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We need to keep going until we get to 12, right? So he's eating 2 bars each day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's just pretend like these little circles are cereal bars. All right. So he ate 2 bars each morning. He has a total of 12 bars. Here's our tape diagram. I'm going to divide these bars into columns. Looks like I'm putting them in jail or something. All right, so we want to know how many sections do we have now? How many days? So each of these sections on the tape diagram represents days. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So if he eats 2 cereal bars every day and he has a total of 12 cereal bars, that tells us it's going to take him 6 days to finish all those cereal bars. To check our answer, we can flip these numbers around and do multiplication. So let's try 6 bars times 2 each day equals, let's count by 6 2 times. So 6 plus 6 equals 12. So that should be the total number of bars we have, and that is correct. All right. So the answer that we're looking for is 6 days. Last one. Number 6. Sarah and Esther equally share the cost of a present. The present cost $18. How much does Sarah pay? All right. So we have 2 girls. We'll go ahead and draw these girls. You don't actually have to draw this on your paper. You can if you want to. All right, so let's say this is Sarah. All right, let's say this is Sarah and this is Esther. Let's give Esther some red hair. All right, so this is Esther. All right, so back to the question. It says that a present costs $18 and they're going to split the cost. So this happens sometimes. Like, let's say you want to buy your friend a present and you don't have enough money to buy it. So you ask a friend like, hey, do you want to go ahead and help me buy this present for our friend? Let's Jane. And they're like, sure. So you guys both spend some money to buy this present for Jane. So they want to spend the same amount of money. So we want to know how much does each person, Sarah and Esther, have to pay for a present that's going to cost $18. All right. Well, the total amount of money that we're talking about is 18. And since we're dividing it amongst 2 girls, so we have 2 girls here, we want to divide it by 2. And that will give us the answer. Okay, so let's say the dollar signs here equal $1. Okay, so let's say Sarah has 1. Let's give Esther 1. Sarah has another 1. Let's give Esther another 1. We need to keep going until we've done these dollar signs 18 times. So right now, each girl has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're not quite there yet, though, because it's going to cost $18. So we need a few more. All right, so right now, each girl has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So does 9 plus 9 equal 18? I think it does. So the answer must be 9. All right? We could have done that using a tape diagram too. right? So our tape diagram would look like this. So it would be two groups, one for Sarah, one for Esther. And this group would equal 9. And this group would equal 9. Because each girl is paying $9. And just one more thing we can do to double check is, does 9 times 2 equal 18? I think it does, right? Because if we do 9 2 times, 9 plus 9, that equals 18. So each girl is spending $9 in order to buy their friend an $18 gift. All right, I hope that made sense for you guys. You guys are going to do the homework page on your own, which looks like this. It's got some frogs on the bottom. We're looking at 1.d.24. So lesson 12 homework. Okay, do that front and back on your own. See you all later.